YouTube, what's going on? Exhibit here. We got an awesome new video for you guys today. In today's video, we got the Foxborough main event for the Frontline amateur racing. This actually happened on Friday instead of Sunday. They pushed it up to Friday due to Mother's Day being on Sunday. But yeah, so this is the main event. Off the rip, we got a really good jump off the start. Going into the first corner, I don't know if we technically got the whole shot. I didn't actually look back, but in my point of view, it looks like we did. And then just Drew got by us, and then we tried to do this rhythm section. I thought it would have been smart to try to get it on the first lap with the track being so brand new, but as you can tell, it leads to a single at the very end and just lost that position to Brad. Brad rode really good. He jumped out to the lead, and I don't think anybody was able to catch him, to be honest. He just rode really solid all race, so shout out to him. The track was kind of tricky. Not necessarily even tricky. There are sections of the track that you just couldn't do. You just had to double all the way through. One was that back rhythm section, and then the next was the second rhythm section after the start. I think both of those they just weren't built for the 250s, I guess. I know that some of the pros were doing them, but normally everybody can hit the same lines, pros and non-pros. So it just kind of sucked that we weren't able to do that per se. So like, for example, for this one right here, you should be able to go triple, double, but you just couldn't do it consistently, which really sucks, because I think that would have been way cleaner, way better for every single racer to do that. But that just wasn't in the cards. And this one as well, where you just had to double everything and then go on, off, or jump over the table. Even I was watching, the pros weren't even tripling into this. They weren't doing any of that, which was kind of crazy. We kind of got sketchy right there, just realized that, but kind of crazy. I mean, I was thinking maybe you can go double, triple. I was getting close. I don't know if the 450s can do it with a little bit more power, but I know like the traction's an issue for the 450s. I'll have to go back and try that. But just for the 250s, I came up close to it, but I never was able to do it in the race. So I didn't even try to do it in the race, which kind of sucks. I wish that would have been an option, a cool little option that you could have done, just to space out a little bit and catch people as well, because I think that would have been pretty cool for the pros to do. If they could catch people in that rhythm section by doing it consistently. But it's just what it is. But what do you guys think about the track? I honestly don't know if we'll ever come back to this one, even though like the track is pretty solid everywhere else. Just that rhythm section right there is just all you can do is double. I thought the whoops were pretty easy compared to some of the other tracks. But as you can see, I messed up right there on the whoop section. But I thought the whoops weren't bad per se. I thought they weren't bad at all. If you hit the far left side, they were pretty solid. So that wasn't a bad thing. My recording right there freezes. My game not crashes, but freezes a bunch when people are like ejected. I don't know how to fix that, because I have everything like how it should be, with high textures and high anti-scopic or whatever it's called. But I don't know how to fix that. So kind of sucks. It happens later in the race where my game just freezes. It actually happened in the heat race as well. Like right off the start it happened, which kind of sucks, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know where your bike is. Luckily I wasn't like in a position where it was like too crazy. Going back to the heat race, we actually won the heat. We won heat 1 pretty solid. A lot of people were just crashing, and I got into the lead, and then we were just like zoned out. We just took over from there. But this one made a few mistakes here and there. As you can see, we crashed there last lap. We crashed off the rhythm section that I was talking about right there. That triple actually wasn't that hard if you cased it. I know he went over the bars, but I think he hit a super peaky spot. If you hit the far right of that triple, it wasn't bad at all. But yeah, so what did you guys think of the track? I thought the track was all right, like I said, but what did you guys think about it? Put it in the comments below. I want to hear what you guys think. With this main, there's not a lot of things that happened later on in this race. We were able to catch second place. But going back to just like this event in general, it happened on Friday, so a lot of people actually weren't here for the race. So a lot of the good guys, obviously with Mother's Day weekend, probably had plans and everything like that. So a a lot of the good guys like Mr. Clean, Colton, none of them made it, which kind of sucks because I thought it would have been pretty cool to see what we all could have done. But at the end of the day, people are still fast as freak, you know, fast as fuck in this game. So we were able to get into third, and we were able to just stay there all the way into like the end of the race. We were able to catch the homie Kazi. He was actually in second place. Brad was out in front. I don't think Brad made any mistakes, to be honest. I don't think anybody was catching him. But we were able to catch Kazi later on in this race. And that's just due to, I think, lappers playing a factor. Him just maybe not hitting the marks correctly. It all comes down to just hitting these lines consistently, per se. I know that I say that a lot, consistent. But if you're just making tiny mistakes, if like you went for a triple here, like that you're gonna lose time. If you slide out, you're gonna lose time. It's just those tiny errors that were costing me specifically time. I maybe Kazi as well. Just hitting like the whoops and not in the right spot will lose you time. Like right there, that tiny fraction is just losing me time. But at the end of the day, it's not a bad race. I believe we took over the points lead. I think actually Colton, he said he doesn't want to do this anymore, so he quit with the points lead. I think so. With that being said, we took over the points lead, which is kind of cool, I guess. We didn't do the first couple of rounds, which kind of sucks now that I think about it, because we've been riding solid. So I think if we were able to do the first couple of rounds, maybe we had a shot with actually keeping up with him, per se, in the points. But at the end of the day, he decided to not do it anymore, so we took it over. Not the way I wanted to take it over, but it is what it is, like I said earlier. But at the end of the day, what can you do? But in this race, I think we rode pretty solid. Pretty solid. I wish we could have maybe kept up with Brad and Kazi at the beginning, but like this whole race we're just in third, just chugging laps. I mean, we've been in third since 12 minutes into the moto, roughly. And towards the end we start catching Kazi, but the next seven minutes we're just in third, riding around. Not necessarily riding around, we're trying to do consistent laps, but we were just riding and just trying to catch Kazi at the end of the day. But Kazi rode great, Brad rode great, and then towards the end of the video I'll talk about my thinking of going in for the pass on Kazi. But what do you guys think about the overall Supercross? Because Supercross just ended this past weekend. So what do you guys think about the Supercross season? We did a predictions video at the beginning of the year. I think it was like 2 rounds into the Supercross season. So we got to go back and actually update that and just do a reaction to all of our predictions. So we definitely got to do that. Maybe we'll do that on stream tonight, maybe, or this week or sometime like that. Got to get with all the boys and just trying to figure out a good time for everybody to hop in and do a predictions video. But yeah, so what do you guys think about the Supercross season? What do you guys think about Christian Craig getting the 250 West Championship? What do you guys think about Anderson pulling out 4 wins in a row, Tomac Championship? Put it all in comments below. What are you guys' like biggest surprise? I think my biggest surprise is honestly just Jason Anderson riding so well. I know he didn't get the championship, but I think that's my biggest surprise. Him just riding so consistent, and him only, I think at the end of the day, I know Eli missed a race, but at the end of the day, he was only 9 points down, which is actually pretty solid, I think, for a first time on the Kawasaki, first season on the Kawasaki, taking second. I know Eli won it with the first time on the Yamaha, but I think Eli was just on another level all year. I think more importantly, I think Eli was just consistent all year, which we haven't really seen him do. I know he was hurt the last few rounds, but we haven't really seen him ride that consistent, I think, in a long time. So it was actually really cool to see him do so well throughout the year, and then as well as everybody else. What did you guys think of like Malcolm getting 3rd overall in championship? I didn't really expect that, but I expected good things from Malcolm. I didn't really necessarily expect him to get 3rd in the championship. I thought maybe like Cooper was going to get 3rd or something like that. But yeah, so what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Cooper's season in general? I don't think he did that great per se, but he was hurt most of the time. He had a few injuries. He had the one with Chase, as you guys know. What do you guys think about Chase this season? I don't even know what place Chase got in the championship, to be honest. It's got to be like 4th or 5th, right? I think Barsha got 5th overall, maybe. Maybe Chase got 6th overall in the championship. I'm not quite sure. But there's got to be a stat out there as well. Someone's got to look this up, because I mentioned this to my homie B, that every time Chase gets the overall fastest time in qualifying, he either crashes in the main, or he crashes, like, he just crashes in general, whether that's in the main or the heat. But it happened again, I think in Foxborough, where he went down. He slid out in a corner. So you guys got to find a stat on that, because I'm pretty sure it happened consistently. Like Minnesota or Minneapolis, he went down. I think he was a fast qualifier. Foxborough, he was a fast qualifier, went down. So there's definitely got to be a stat out there with that. So if you guys find that, put it in the comments below, because I think that's real interesting. So yeah, and then you got Marvin Musquin coming on fire late in the year, with him just riding really well. I don't know if he's going to get picked up for next year's Supercross. I think he should from KTM. I think it gives them a solid rider, solid opportunity for them to get exposure if someone's not doing well, because you think about it, like Plessinger was out, Cooper Webb was out a couple of races, but Marvin was there every single time. He had a lot of podiums this year. So I think they should re-sign Marvin, to be honest, and see what happens in 2023. I believe they offered him the 250 ride for the outdoors. I don't know how he can do that, because he was already doing the 250s outdoors, so I don't know how that works, but I think they should definitely re-sign him for 2023. And then we got to figure out what's going to happen with Ken Roczen, right? I don't know what's going to happen with him and Honda. Are they going to re-sign? I think his contract's up this year. I think he should go to a new team. That's just me speaking personally, but what do you guys think about that situation? What do you guys think about Dungey coming back, Carello coming to the outdoors? I think they maybe planned Dungey coming back and Cooper Webb just taking off the year, or off the outdoors, which is happening. But I think that's, I don't think Dungey's only going to do 2 races. I think he's going to do the whole season, and I think he's going to be a top 5 rider. I think that personally. But at the end of the day, I guess we're going to find out and see Impala in a few weeks. And we're going to do our predictions for that. I know I've been slacking on the TikTok predictions. Just with the season basically being over, there's no point to do a predictions for like Christian Craig winning the championship. There was no point for me to do that, I think. So with that being said, I also just forgot, because it was a busy week. The past couple of weeks have been extremely busy. Extremely busy, which is personal life, my mom coming back from the hospital, stuff like that. So this is like, I know we've only been doing like 1 video a week, which is this video, but I'm hoping to get some more content here shortly, because just how much with everything going on, it's just been really hard to get content out. But with that being said, my goal is to get more content out for you guys. I know I can do like some reaction type TikToks, or not reaction type TikToks, but reaction type videos. We got our predictions video for outdoors I want to do. We got to do our reaction to our predictions for Supercross season. I think there's a few videos I think we can do and post, and I think you guys will enjoy it. But with that being said, if we want to get back to the race, we're coming down into the last couple minutes here, and we're catching Kazi. You can see in the time that we were catching up to him. At first, I thought this whole race, I thought Kazi was in this white helmet, because I know he rocks the white helmet on my screen. So at this whole time, I thought I was already catching him, but it was somebody else. And that, like, although that was smart for me to think that was Kazi, because I was going faster, but with the tiny mistakes I was making, it was hard to catch him. But with the lappers playing a factor, I was able to catch him a little bit quicker. But yeah, so last minute plus 2 laps, you can see Kazi in front of me, and we ride. I was catching him in minor spots. I don't really know. I think I was maybe catching him in a couple corners. I know I was a little bit quicker, I think, in this corner. And then just hitting the marks. I was just trying to hit everything perfect to catch him. Because when you can see somebody in this game, you want to catch him. Like, you just definitely want to try to make a pass on him and go from there. But we make tiny mistakes. And you can see, like, if you just make one mistake in this on this track, look at how big of the gap. It was a lot smaller. And then you make one mistake. I made a mistake off the triple, and look at how far of a gap he pulled, which really sucks. But at the end of the day, what are you going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? Lappers play a factor. Making mistakes, Poboso physics is going to play a factor in this game. But you just have to try to limit those situations. You just try to have to hit your marks, limit the situations where you have to get a Poboso effect, and make sure you don't do anything stupid. Like if I wanted to quad over that table, I know the 450s can quad and go double, but what are you going to do? This is where my game freezes. I'm amazed I survived that. I don't know what happens during that freezing time for my bike. That's where the game freezes. Someone got ejected, so my game froze, which is weird because I don't know why that's happening. It's never happened before. Could just be how much of like files I have for the game, maybe. But yeah, going back, you just want to limit those mistakes, which, like for example, how are you going to limit the game freezing? You can't, right? So you just have to deal with it and just try to push forward. There's a lot of Poboso physics that just happens, which makes no sense. But you just got to try to just deal with it and then just go forward. Right here, I didn't want that to happen. So VDB was a lapper on the finish line. And I'm like, okay, I could steal second and just push and make a huge gap. But I'm like, that's not fair, right? I know it's part of the race. I know that. But at the end of the day, I wanted to battle. I was catching him. As you guys can see, I was catching him. And I wanted to battle with him. I didn't want to just steal that spot away from him from a lapper just sitting on the top of the finish line double, you know? So I let him by. And then I rode right behind him for, I think, a couple laps. But like I said, like I don't want to just steal that. If this was like something like very important money on the line, maybe I don't even do that, right? But this is just a fun series. I take serious, but Kazi is the homie and I wanted to battle with him. So I let him go by, and then we go for the next 2 laps. I think this is the final lap coming up, right? So this is the most important lap of the whole entire race, because without hitting this lap perfect, I wasn't going to pass Kazi, right? So I had to hit my marks perfect. I don't think I scrubbed the one time over the finish line besides the last lap. And I was like, I got to do this. I got to save time somewhere because I'm not catching them. And right here, this is the corner that I was saying I was making up time, which I did. And I tried to go for this triple and I barely make it. And we just had to double. I wanted to go triple double, but we didn't. And then Kazi went outside thinking I was going to go cut from inside to outside and try to take his line away. But I just stayed inside and he didn't kind of expect that. But I didn't want to take him out, so I just tried to stay as far inside as I possibly could, and we made the pass. And then when we go through the whoops, I was just praying to God that I didn't make a mistake here, but we didn't. We hit the whoops perfect, and then we hit the triple perfect, and we just go all the way down to the finish line. You know, I had to take the inside line. I did not want him to take that line away from me and get second. So overall, we got second. Bread was way out in front. 15 plus seconds. I can't really tell, it's a little blurry on my screen right now, but 15 plus. But yeah, so that's the race. I hope you guys enjoyed my little commentary of Supercross and whatnot going on in the race. But I just want to say thank you guys for showing so much love on these videos. I want to say thank you guys for showing love on TikTok videos, YouTube shorts, and stuff like that. We still have a couple more races so far to go. I think there's Denver and then Salt Lake City, so we'll get those videos up coming in the next few weeks. And we'll go from there. But thank you guys so much for the love. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you guys did, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn that notification button on, and until next time, guys, much love.